a big itch there, huh? Go ahead, get it. I know, you're not getting those off. It's too cold to get them off. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so what we were doing in that other lesson were draw and drive, and then I usually say turn signal for my drive. So the drive would be good. Where you would, I like to stay kind of right at the line of the halter. I don't go up by his eye. I always stay below this line, so that way I tell his nose where to go. So, and even if it's tell his nostrils where to go. So if I was to tell him, I'm not telling him to go anywhere, so I just want his head to turn. But if I wanted him to move, then I would also engage in walking forward. The draw, which is the turns to the left, you would imagine that your hip is attached to his shoulder and you're going to draw him. If he doesn't come like he didn't just now, then you can take a gentle feel on the line and invite him to come with that draw. Hey. Good. Okay. I don't want to hug. No. He thinks he thinks he was supposed to come sideways because I was... Good boy, you're okay. Okay. So, no hugs. See, you get yourself in trouble. So, here, I'll get him all the way around. Ritz, come back over here. Hey. Stand. Okay, so when you're walking with him, I'm finding stuff all the time. It's driving me crazy. What you're gonna do is, where you came in with that young girl was when I was telling her where I'm just gonna bark out the commands. But we didn't originally do that. I told her in advance what we're gonna do. So what I'm gonna want you to do is go straight through those two barrels and then do a turn signal turn around that barrel with the intention of coming through these two, okay? So he's gonna be on this side of you, and you're gonna turn signal him, and if he gets going faster, tap the brakes. The idea would be to not have to actually stop him and back up, which was happening there. We want to be able to kind of stay going in the plan. Once you've got his nose pointed and he's followed, you're going to go straight. So then just walk like you have a plan. And we'll do that one first, and then we'll do a draw one, and then I'll do a mixed up batch. Yep. Good. Okay, so now what you can do is you can draw him around this barrel and head straight towards the barn. So when I take off with them, I always, like as we're standing here talking, he doesn't need to pay much attention. But when it's time for him to pay attention, it's polite for me to always let them know what we're about to do. So I always take my leading hand, which is the hand that's attached to the snap, and I always tell them, okay, now we're going to go. By giving him that forward cue with my hand, it helps him stay alert to what's going to happen next, as opposed to us just walking off and yanking him with us. Oh, Katie. You're fine. Yep, good. So now you're going to plan to draw him with your hip. There you go. Yep. And then go between those ones closest to... Yep, go straight to the barn. That's good. Good. And ho. So he will ho to your body language more than he would understand being pulled back. I mean, obviously that's an effective way, but he actually does understand. Ritz, yeah, see, hugs too early. Okay, so how about you draw him around this one, go between these two, and turn signal him around this one and stop in the middle. Turn signal. You can brake. Turn signal. Turn signal. And then just try to hoe by stopping in your body. Hoe. Ritz. Okay, I'm going to just fix his hoe real quick so he knows what he's... Hoe. 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 But I didn't do anything to him. No. My body and the kind of the bark of my hoe is what he understood. So I don't, you don't have to yank on him in any way. Okay. Okay. So how about we draw him around this one, turn signal around this one, come in the center and hoe. So you're going to draw him around this one, turn signal him around that one, bring him into the middle and hoe. These geese. That's okay. Good. Good. Yeah, and it's how, like I've it's funny. I had kids where I said it's kind of like a yelling, and the kids will go "Ow!" and like it's not that. It's more like you're almost frightened for him, like he's about to step out into the road. Ho! So it has a bark to it, so that way it feels like he should pay attention in that instant, as opposed to, ho, you sing it to him back. Okay. Ritz, stop. Okay, so we'll turn signal all the way around this one. When you come back out, you're going to draw them around this one in the center and hoe. So you're going to do a full circle around that one. Come back through here. Draw around this one and hoe in the center. Yep. 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 Now make him feel like you're trying to draw him with you. There you go. There you go. There you go. See the difference it just made for him? There you go. Good. And hoe. Good boy. Stop. Okay. So this time, together, back all the way out. So it's up and down when you're beside him. It's up and down like you got loose coins in your hand. Because sideways will make him move sideways away from you. Yep. Yep. Keep going, Ritz. Okay, now it would be a tight turn, so you don't want to go forward, but I want you to turn signal him to the outside of that barrel from where you are. Good. There you go. Good. Good. Draw him into the center. Good. And ho.
Ho!
Yeah, it's ho.
So, ho!
Ho. Like you're getting, Teddy, you're not playing. Brat. Okay. Let's see. Clyde's.
I'm trying to think. Do the
No, Ritz. The what?
thing.
Okay.
Did the 4-barrel thing.
So it would be either 4 draws or 4 turn signals.
Right.
But you could do that if you want to do that. Yep.
Figure 8. The opposite way.
Right. Yep. Okay. Go ahead, give that a try.
Okay.
So make sure that you stay where you are right there and that your draw. So like when you did that draw right here, did you feel the difference in Okay. So that's what you want. You want him to feel like you just had a magnetic pull with your hip for that turn. Okay.
Ready?
So these are all draws. Yep. Yep. Then you can correct the straight. If he's over bending, you can correct the straight with a turn signal. Teddy, stop. Good boy, Rich. You're right. He just lost his forward momentum, but he was... Now, good. Now, like you said, if you wanted to, okay, you could turn, you could change it completely. Yep. Good. Yep. Yep. Yep, good. Good, because he knows where he should have stopped. Good. Okay. You can. Well, you know what it is that maybe by coming here, it'll help you get some out of some of your micromanaging habits. You know, because for him, if you were to grab him under the chin, he would get offended by that because he wouldn't really know why that's happening. And he's like, you could have just told me by doing that. So with him, with you doing more work with him, I think it will help you kind of get more habitual about not being a micromanager. But you will have to teach Snickers what that means. So it may not be as simple as this at first. You may have to suggest and then change. Good boy, you're right. He's like, where do you want me to go? Good boy.
Right, and hope, like the pointing to go, this kiss and the pointing forward, that he doesn't comp an attitude there as well. So it's just, right, moving, keeping his mind occupied.
Right. And, because if you just were to suddenly just walk off and leave him behind and then like drag him to catch him up, you kind of didn't treat the relationship in a fair way, so he has every right to be kind of annoyed. But to get him where he understands that this is a communication that's to help him avoid the ill feelings he gets, then he's going to start being appreciative of that. Like when you did that for him, he's like, yeah, I know. Where if you had left and just started pulling him, he'd do that kind of deal. Like, what's that all about? So when you have the conversation, they're happy to comply with it, whatever you want. And like I said, with Snickers, you're probably not going to be right off the bat being able to just tip your finger at his nose for him to respond. But I would start there. What I do when I teach a horse anything is I start with what I want it to look like. And then I support to help them understand it. Okay. So basically, here's the word. Now here's the definition. And then gradually you start to try to stop helping him and see if he can remember what happened first. But with Snickers, like we could do a serpentine type of,
Yeah, I'll have to see it.
because that would be a serpentine would be actually a little bit easier for him because it would be a little less demanding. Like this is an actual turn. Ritz, he's used to being allowed to be very nosy. But with a serpentine, you have a little room for error because you're still planning on going kind of on a side. Let me make a serpentine, and you'll see the less demand that's attached to the serpentine. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, where I was going. Yeah, all my ropes have Ritz's christening. But see, even with the serpentine, you can challenge the horse and yourself by making them tighter serpentine. So, like in Ritz's case, we could do it as a real tight serpentine, and you'll be successful. But with Snickers, you may not be successful with a tight serpentine at first. So you got to allot for their education. But like you would be able to do this one quite easily because he knows what you're asking him for. Okay, so if you start at that end and do them, you got to do both a draw and Ritz stop. What are you guys jealous? Did you hear him just squeal? Yes, we are. Okay. Ritz. Hey, hey. Okay, so these, you're going to have to, Ritz, stop. He's such a player. So with these, you're going to have to be very, very sure that you both can fit through here together. So that's going to be the plan. Don't get left behind and don't go ahead of him because he could end up, Ritz. Okay, so go ahead and do a serpentine through those. Bend back and serpentine back. So whatever, I don't know if he's got an itch. It's fine. He'll be fine. Yep. Ritz, your hoe needs to be better than that. Okay, hold on. Let me. No, you're not. It's not for you. Not for you. He likes to. He was taught to fetch cones, so. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll do figure 8 changes. Okay, so let's see. I just got to figure out where you got started. Okay, so figure 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's right.
I know, but to get you to where you're heading in the right direction. So that would be, yeah, okay. So you come out and around this one, out and around. Figure 8 this cone. Figure 8 this cone, or this barrel. Figure 8 this cone. And it should still work out where you yeah, you're going to have to come. Yeah, so. Okay, you'll figure it out. So a turn signal would have helped you there. A turn signal would have helped you there instead of the rope under his neck. Yeah. Nope. Turn signal, turn signal, turn signal. It's okay. You could slow down and don't have to try to get it done as fast. Yeah. So on your draw turns, you can actually ask him to catch up, and on your turn signal turns, you got to ask him to slow down a little bit. So on your draw turn here, ask him to kind of go around you a little bit. Ask him to catch up. There you go. Ritz. There you go. There it is. Yep. Okay. Ho.
Yeah, I did it right coming back. I did it wrong going out.
Okay. So anytime that you're making the wider turns where he's coming kind of having to stay with you, you can encourage a little more forward so he stays better with you so he doesn't fall as far behind. When you're getting ready to make a turn signal turn, you can give him a little wiggle to let him know he should slow down a little bit or upright himself a little bit so that way you can get the better, so you're not having to do the running, right? Because right now you're kind of running out and around him. You can control his speed just by telling him what you need different. If you find that you're running out in front of him, you can stop him and then make him do just a pivot circle if you want, where he literally walks around his front feet only. Let's see. Did you want to try that again, or you want me to come up with a different puzzle?
No, I can do that again.
Because I can. It just takes me sometimes a minute to do the mechanics.
Okay. I understand.
Well, hold on. I'll make it a little bit harder. Yeah, he's a mama's boy. That's for sure. Okay. So I gotta figure out what I want it to do. Okay. So then be creative if you want and mix it up between turn signal turns and yielding turns. I was kind of thinking some kind of serpentine thing, and maybe a serpentine thing. Okay, yeah, serpentine through here. We're gonna ignore that barrel. Serpentine through to that barrel. You're gonna go out and around and serpentine back, and then that's when you're gonna use this barrel coming back this time. Okay, serpentine. And then you can go all the way around that one and then... Ritz, pay attention. Good. Yep, so now don't get lazy with your turn signal, because now you're just kind of flicking it at his cheek, which didn't give him too much hope that he knew what you wanted. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious.
Having struggling of not keeping his attention when I'm turning left.
So the draws.
The draws, yeah.
Okay.
He's busy looking that way.
So that's where, because you can kiss forward to get him more engaged in, hey, you're supposed to be doing something with me. Because it is, any draw is where they need to be going a little bit faster, because they're kind of coming out and around. So that might be what's happening, is you're able to kind of leave him behind, and then you're more or less pulling him ahead, and he's just kind of like looking around. So maybe if your intention, yeah. So instead of you making an adjustment in your speed, ask him to keep up with you. And then I think by maybe making more speed adjustment demands of him, he'll stay more engaged instead of feeling like he's just looking around. And then that might just be what he's feeling. It doesn't mean that that's what he should be thinking. So go ahead and serpentine every one of these. All of it. The whole triangle. The barrels and the cones. You can start wherever you want. And make sure that you make the forward, the slowing down adjustment to get a good turn. And then right about here is where I'd ask him to pick up the speed a little bit so that we can get a good draw. And then I'd ask him to slow down a little bit, but we'd stay fair, because this is a little bit harder over here. So you could stay kind of together here. Then I'd slow him down about here for the turn. So you kind of want to half halt him, and you kind of want to half goose him. On the draws you want to half goose him, and you want to half halt him for the turn signal turns. Oh, he's got an itch. I feel so bad for them when they have to wear blankets and they're itchy all the time. So, how you could improve on your draw if you felt like he had a lag in a draw, you can draw him like you're not planning on coming back in. You know, like draw him just out and away and see, and then make it like a sharp back in. There you go. Okay, so your turn signal went right under his chin. Now you're kind of using your body. So ho, ho. So kind of as you just turn it into more of a repetitious thing, some of your new habits are changing back into your older habits. So instead of focusing on his nose, or a couple times that you were up here by the top of his cheek, and then a couple times you were under his, so you want it always to be, I'm talking to your nose. You know, he should always feel like he should turn his nose.
But his nose lots of times are turned. Right.
Yeah, so you can half halt him to keep him with you, so he doesn't, keep you running after him.
So how do I have halt?
You can say easy. You could say, in his case, so like here, I'll show you what his half halt looks like, which is hey here, which is actually, I say hey. So like if I hey, good, hey, good.
Make my circles wider.
Well, you can here, 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 good. Ha. Hey. Here, Ritz. Here. Hey. There you go. Good. So I overhalted him. Good. So use the word hey as like a slow down, so that way you don't have to pull on him or anything. He half halts to the word hey. As long as you're meaning to slow him down and you're not just going to abuse the command and then it turns to white noise. Stop. I'm not hugging you. Okay. Not yet.
You're long-legged. I'm short-legged.
Yeah, and he's a Tennessee walker. So he can walk 12 miles an hour. So he's hard to ride on trails with other people when they want him to be behind, because his natural walk is very fast. So that's why he has to half halt for you. And he can. So if you use the hey cue, it's a like a ease back to me, so it is a half halt, but he's got an itch. Maybe you'll get it. Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Is that good?
All right.
Okay. There you go. There. That was a nice turn. So now that was just the back of your hand as a turn signal. So you're getting lazy with your turn signal, which is not fair to the horse because now you're not actually communicating what you want. So that time you just went like this at his, like, his cheek. So we want to make sure that, it's always the brake or it's always the gas, so we always make sure that we always hit the right cue. Otherwise it's not really fair to them. So when you're planning your right turn, plan to, talk to his nose. No, we're not going to fetch. Sorry. Okay, let's see.
Ready? Ready?
Okay, now plan to actually do a turn signal. There you go. There you go. Good. Ritz. Okay.
Get tight on the corners.
On which direction? Like the draw or the... Don't know what pocket it's in. Okay, so on the draws or the drives of the turn signals. That's a pretty boy. Pretty picture. So that was a pretty picture. He looks. Are you jelly? Okay.
It's because I'm making it too tight.
Or like on your turn signal ones, what's starting to happen is you're starting to like muscle him with your shoulder. So you're starting the turn before he knows the turn. I notice like you're kind of getting under him, and you're like muscling him off of your shoulder instead of giving him the clear communication. So like if I wanted to turn signal here, I would tell him as soon as his front feet pass it, a clear communication to turn his head that way.
Yeah, I'm already starting probably a step behind.
Well, what's happening? Yeah, and what's happening? Well, no, you're actually you're up under him more because what's happening is you're ahead of his chest because you're getting up under him and kind of like pushing him with your shoulder instead of staying out beside him and directing him. Okay.
Okay. I'm getting too close to it.
Yeah, and you don't have to. Like you could do it if you want. I can even challenge you. I can change these up so they're a little bit easier. But where you have to stay, 2 feet away from him, and he'll still know. He knows the command, so you can still from here say we're going to go that way, and you'll have to do it a little bit slower, only so that he has a time to see what you wanted him to do. But you can turn him here, and he can make the turn at the cone, and you can then walk your way over to here. The draw in that case has to be I use the word here, meaning like come here. So like in that case, I'd have him come out and around and I'd say here, so that way he would know. But you could still turn signal him without him being right up against you. These are a little tight for that per se, but you can give it a try. These will work. But they might be the same distance. For some reason, that looks tighter, maybe because of the girth of the apparatus.
What flavor is it?
It's Many Barnes flavor. Yeah, my ropes have been into many different arenas. So try to stay like 2 feet away from him. I can even, you know what? I could do that to you. He has his own path. You have your own path. Let's see. We'll do it this way. You serpentine these cones, he serpentines those cones. So he comes in the middle. You tell him to go that way. You go, so together you mirror each other, but he stays on those and you stay on these. That'll help you kind of find distance.
What was the other word?
Here. Yep. Just pointing won't be it. It's got to be a turn signal. Yeah, it has to be rhythmic driving energy. Yeah, you'll learn. You ask for hugs at the end, otherwise he'll try them all day. Yep. Yep, there you go. There you go. Keep playing. Keep go. Go.
Here.
Ritz.
Here.
Go. Yep, there you go. There you go. No, we're not going to step on them. Not today. You're such a goofball. Yeah, yeah. There you go. That was a nice turn. Good.
Here. 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 Here.
Good boy.